Hello, my name is Holly and I make mushroom art. I am with the brand Susrooms and today I'm going to be sharing my new piece that I'm calling The Wandering Glow. We're also going to be having a little fun cozy session, so get your water bottle and some pens. I'm going with this color palette today and a notebook or a sketchbook. So I'm actually just gonna doodle some mushrooms, so feel free to join me. I wanted to share a few little facts as well as showing my piece and my piece process. So let's get started. So I'm gonna be sharing some facts. So I just googled cool mushroom facts. So the first one that I found was that mushrooms can actually glow in the dark, which is pretty cool, I thought. I'll show you a picture right here. But only 81 out of 100,000 can actually glow in the dark, so that's kind of crazy. I didn't even know they could, so maybe that'll be my next piece that I create is a glow in the dark mushroom. Fact number 2, they are the largest living organism. So I was like, that's not right, but I did some research on it, and there's a mushroom, I forget what it's called, honey something, yes, and apparently it is the largest organism because it spans for a lot of range. Okay, and the third fact, mushrooms are not a plant or an animal, obviously, but I was like, they're not a plant? I guess they're fungus. So I looked up the definition of fungus. Any of a group of spore-producing organisms feeding on organic matter, including molds, yeast, mushrooms, and toadstools. Which I was like, what does that mean? And I looked it up, and toadstools means spore-bearing, fruiting body of fungus. So the more you know. But yeah, those are some mushroom facts for today. I hope you wrote all those down, because I totally did. So how is y'all's little sketches coming along? Here's mine so far, just a little mushroom doodle. So first came the sketch. So whenever I started this piece, I actually started on it in the evening, because that's whenever I had time for it. So most of this is done in the evening. I basically just wetted the canvas quite a lot, and I went in with some darkness. Now this took a while to kind of add on the layers and layers, but you can kind of start to see it as soon as I start to add those darker layers. So that's kind of interesting how it kind of came together from the get-go. I tried this new leaf technique with my brush, so that was kind of fun too. But it took forever to do that. And I also like to add water during my paintings so that I can kind of make the paint a little bit more fluid. And then I added in a little bit more of the trees. I mixed a brown, more of a red color. And then I didn't like that, so I ended up painting over it. But then it actually looked a little bit like what I wanted. But this right here, I was actually doing a glowing effect. I really wanted the trees and everything around her to resemble this glowing feel, and then I decided to put in bricks for the road. I was envisioning a glowing road, but the bricks just seemed to work, so I ended up going in with white, and then eventually I toned them down a little bit more, but I added in some grass, and it took forever, and I don't even know if I really liked the grass at the end of it, but I did the grass, okay? It was a lot. So here's me going over a little bit, creating her top, and I was starting to work on her, and this was the most exciting part. I ended up dabbing out a bit of her cap, and then I went in with black. I went in with black, and then I created her face. I wanted her color, the skin of her color, to be more orangish. So I wanted it to really pop. So that's kind of what I went for. And then I added in mushrooms. I was really excited. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with mushrooms. I want them to be red. And I just sort of like dotted those in and I started to like go in that way, and I don't know, there's something about it that just made me so happy. And then I was like really nervous, but I did the little dots on her head, on her cap. I really like this effect on my mushroom girls. I like to paint them with these like spots, so I hope you like them because I like doing them. And then was the most challenging part was the way that the dress fit on her and all the layers and the shadows and the curves. It's just like, I was scared to be honest. But you know what, it actually looks really good, and despite me being nervous, I did it, and I'm really proud of myself, and I think it looks really good. And then I went in darker because I didn't really like how light it was. And then to finish off, I added some highlights, and I was really happy with it. Honestly, it's like, I think it's my favorite piece. So if you want art prints, please see the link in the bio. What is my inspiration? I would say, honestly, I just had the idea of creating it and I just did it. It wasn't exactly what I was thinking it would be. I was kind of envisioning more colorful and rainbow holographic effect on her dress. But you know, I think I really like the way that it turns out, and sometimes that's what art is. You just like figure out it along the way. I learned a lot during this piece as well with color mixing. So I've never really mixed colors before. I've always just like bought the tubes of the colors. So I bought the original red, yellow, blue, and I mixed with that as well as with white and with black for the tones. You know, there was some like tweaking that I had to do with the colors being a little bit too yellow or a little bit too red. And I think it's just all about learning that balance of colors. But yeah, I think she really pops, and I think I got the glowing effect down. I'm just really happy with it. So yeah, it's a cute piece.